Morning everyone. It is very definitely cold outside, so I'm going to preheat the car. One of my favourite features in wintertime. 8 degrees? I don't think so. Right, I'm going to get Jasper now because we're going to get him off to school. He's back on that now. Oh, it's all a bit of a rush. Need to get back into the school routine. Okay, now that we've dropped off Jasper and I also found out about a whole Halloween party on Friday that I had no idea was going on, it's now time to head off. I'm going to Evolve in Dartford because my remote control, if you remember from a couple of days ago, stopped working. So I'm going to give back the one I'm borrowing and hopefully they're going to fix my one. Okay, let's see what this remote problem is and hopefully get it sorted. Another slightly annoying thing, it's another one of these I might have got caught speeding but hopefully not things. Would you believe it? And again, it was a section of motorway where it went from 70 down to 50. Only doing like 60, but I hadn't yet slowed down to 50. Anyway, let's get cracking. Got my remote and the remote that I borrowed. Morning, how's it going? Yeah, good mate. And you? Yeah, not bad, not bad.
So just turn your board on, turn the remote on. We've got to this bar, and then we just press and hold this so that little icon turns up, and then it's already synced with your board.
Right, okay.
We can see that, you know, that flash there, but then the power of your board's basically registered on here. Well, I mean,
so I see. So you have
one of the millions that are out there.
Yeah, so you have to be a bit careful about leaving your board on with the remote off, because then other people could sync to it.
When riding with other riders, yeah. I mean, obviously if you're on your own, it's perfectly safe. You know, as I say, if I'm going down a set of stairs, I'll turn this off before I stick my hand in the danger zone, and I always grab there. But yeah, when with other riders, it's always worth at this point turning it off so you don't look like a plonker when it goes off.
You always pick up from that end?
Yeah.
I tend to pick up from the other.
Oh, right, okay.
Is that...
for me, I don't know, I think it's probably from having earlier Evolve boards where the motors were hanging out a little bit more, or from riding in the street too, where they can be exposed. Yeah. So... Yeah, because street, you can't really do it that way, but that way, you've got a reasonable amount of clearance. You've got the clearance. Right, yeah, I'll just take this through quick. Up and down through the gears, nice and smooth. Don't want to get rid of it.
Yeah, it feels good. You need a board up. Yeah, so when this stopped working, I was going along and my remote just stopped. Perfect example of why you should learn to foot brake, because I was coming up to a corner. Excellent, well that's that problem solved. Now it's to the boring editing that I must go. Seems a shame with such nice weather. Got a busy old week coming up later, so it reminds me I need to make a phone call. Okay, I just received a notification that SpaceX is launching rockets, so I'm gonna go watch that while I... Right. I'm going to pick Jasper up. I'm going a little bit early because I'm just gonna do some editing in the car. Why not? At least that way I'll get a nice car parking space. And I think today we're going to talk about one of the reasons why I kind of want to talk about electric vehicles quite a lot. In other words, climate change. And there's a reason why I want to talk about that today. It's not good news. I think it's actually terrifying. I get to try out the keep the climate control on option. Although actually I've only got about half an hour, so the car will probably just stay on anyway. See if we can't get a meaningful amount of editing done. You know I was going to watch that SpaceX launch. Turns out it's not this afternoon, it's early evening, so got loads of time before that happens. Were you a good boy at school then? Yeah, I think you were. Which is great, because that means that if he's good tomorrow as well, I'll take him to the skate park, which is the best incentive I can ever give him for good behaviour. So in a couple of days' time, Jasper, Daddy's going to have a whole new car. It's not a Tesla, it's going to be a Kia plug-in hybrid. And I've only got it for a few days while they ceramic coat my car. But still, it'll be exciting. Already missed the beginning. Just putting Jasper to sleep. If it seems like there's one of these on my channel every couple of weeks, it's because Elon Musk just keeps launching the damn things. Obviously this one's reached space reasonably successfully. Question is, will it get back in one piece? Looks like this isn't going to be one of those landings where you get a picture perfect view of the rocket coming down. Choppy seas and a tropical storm probably aren't helping. Okay, I'll try and find him. He wants his toy Spider-Man, so I'm going to go do that and just give me a minute. Okay, so found Jasper's Spider-Man and his Iron Man as well, and now hopefully he's going to sleep. It looks, as far as I can tell, that the landing was successful. Another routine, reusable first stage booster. So far they've had much better reusability success than the space shuttle ever had. I could go on all day long about how awesome SpaceX is, but that's not what today's video is about. The World Meteorological Organisation has released some data about 2016 that shows that the CO2 in the atmosphere has reached 403 parts per million, which is 3.3 parts per million higher than it was in 2015. And that's also the largest jump for like a long time. There is a reason, and that's because of the El Nino effect. However, CO2 concentrations jumped at the last El Nino event as well, and the difference is that this time it's 30% bigger increase. So this is the thing, the last time Earth experienced CO2 levels this high was 3 to 5 million years ago, and it wasn't increasing at this rate back then. And there's more bad news. Although there's no direct reason for methane in the atmosphere to be increasing in concentration, it is. It's increasing quite rapidly, and scientists at the moment apparently do not have a firm reason for why this is, but they are concerned that it could be because of stored methane being released from things like the seabed. And that could be a big problem because it would basically indicate that we've reached a sort of tipping point where the climate's going to start to accelerate out of control, and we could well wind up with water 10 to 20 meters higher than it is at the moment, which would be absolutely catastrophic for civilization because it would plunge, I don't know, 3/4 of all major cities underwater, because we seem to like building our cities on the coast. The fact that it's not cheery news doesn't mean that, you know, all these bad things are going to happen in the space of 5 years or something. It could take generations. I don't really know what the solution is to this, other than we need to get onto renewable energy and electric vehicles and stuff like that as soon as humanly possible. And I really don't think there's an awful lot of will, either politically or commercially, to actually make that a reality. And that's one of the reasons why I like Tesla so much, because I really do feel that they are fully driving towards this zero carbon future as quickly as they possibly can. I'm alarmed by this sort of report, and what alarms me even more is that reports like this seem to be increasing in frequency. And that's the thing, you know, these people who say, oh, their climate's not, oh, it's, you know, it's fine, it goes up, it goes down. Well, fine, if it goes up and it goes down, then surely you're going to be getting reports like this, you know, in equal number that say record-breaking hot and record-breaking cold. Well, you never hear record-breaking cold anymore. It always seems to be record-breaking hot. Even if there were holes that you could poke in the science, and I really don't think there are that many, actually, but let's just pretend there were. You know, at what percentage risk of global annihilation do you think, you know what, we're not going to take that chance? Like 50%? You know, if I said to you, you've got a 50% chance of dying, would you think, yeah, that's good, I'll take those odds? What about if it was a 5% chance? Would you take a 5% chance? Now, what if that 5% chance wasn't just you, but potentially whole societies, your entire family, everyone you've ever known? I mean, it's just mad. And okay, So these won't be problems that you will necessarily need to deal with, but your children will need to deal with them. Your children's children will need to deal with them. I think I've ranted on long enough about this. I mean, obviously I think life has to go on. I'm not suggesting it doesn't. That's why I like renewable energy so much. There's so much energy up there. If we just use that instead of digging fossils out of the ground. You know, ironically, I don't feel that saving a bit of CO2 by driving an electric vehicle, or not, if you believe the long tailpipe coal-fired power station people, which I don't believe, but let's say we did believe them, I don't actually think that's the main reason for driving an electric vehicle at all. I think the main reason is for the technology and the development of that technology over time, because it is that technology, when it is widely accepted and implemented, that actually has a chance to make us a carbon neutral civilization. Well, I hope you've enjoyed today's vlog post and found it interesting. If you have, remember to like it, share it and subscribe if you haven't already, and follow me on Instagram if you don't already, and I'll see you tomorrow for the next installment of my daily vlog. Bye. I mean, the guy was actually on the bank of the other carriageway, if you see what I mean, so I don't know what sort of angle the speed cameras work at, but it would have been quite a side-on type thing, so maybe he was checking, you know, people speeding on the other side, and I wasn't going that quickly.